Hello. Welcome to Biz Life in China. Today, we have a story about perseverance. Tom Kirkwood's from the United States. From a very young age, due to his parents' influence, he's always had a very strong interest in China. But his path to success in business here has been full of twists and turns, distress and difficulties. What is it that's kept him persevering, not let him give up? Let's take a look and see.
不错，这是排骨汤，是吧？这是一个东北大米，这个是，不是香米哈，东北大米比较好吃，应该是潘金的。不错，比他们大米还要有名。请问吃了吗？已经吃了，在外面吃了。不是，刚才就在食堂吃，吃了下去上步去。对吧？上次那个我们去新疆，你还记得我们吃的哪个羊肉吗？
啊，记得。
那个店叫什么名字？在北京开了一个店。
叫什么开斯巴兰？
开斯巴兰，对，
开斯巴兰，
对，还不错啊。
可以。
Tom always has lunch together with his employees, so long as he is in the company. Tom believes that it's a great time for him to communicate with staff, and mostly they talk about the future development of company.
We're a profitable company, quite profitable, and we're getting even more profitable and bigger. The company has grown from a few years ago 50 people to almost 100 now, and I think we will double in size in the next year, and then maybe double again in 3 years. I'm quite excited about this company.
The main business of Tom's company is to provide the information on oil field exploration, which is quite demanded in the current market.
Drill a well maybe cost $10 million. To explore using new techniques may only cost you $500,000. So it's 20 times more expensive to drill a well. 像这个油测怎么油测？红的就是有油，红的有油是吧？这个
可能性就是多一些
80%、90%。
那怎么达到100%呢？
不可能，永远达不。
90%以上呢？我们这个公司也有能力再往前走，把这个把握。
不，它是个实验，就是说勘探这一块它是
一个模糊理论嘛，不可能100%的。
但是现在比如我们能达到80%，有可能是10年前我们公司70%。
对。
谁知道再过10年90%以上，对吧？对吗？这是我们的目标吧？
发展是不可那个。
大家的目标啊。
Now, Tom's company has become the bellwether in the field of oil exploration in China and even all over the world. The benefits are also considerable.
Concentrate on oil and gas, mainly in China, but now often in places like Canada, and also we're doing work in Nigeria. And I think in the future we'll do quite a lot of work in Europe. There we've already assisted them to help drill more than 20 wells. I think in the future we will find many more new fields. We have some proprietary technique and proprietary patented software to help people find oil in difficult geology.
Tom's business is doing quite well these days. But as they say, Rome was not built in a day. His success has only come through tremendous effort.
Tom was born in Thailand, but his parents are natives of America. Therefore, the international conception has been instilled into his mind by parents since he's a child. They hope that he could become an international person of ability.
The world is becoming smaller. And actually, my father gave us a really interesting idea when we were kids. He said, remember 200 years ago in Europe, people think America is an interesting place to go. In Chinese, 200年前的欧洲，人家对美国有兴趣。So now, time has changed. Maybe Americans can think Asia is the interesting place to go, where there's a developing place.
In 1986, Tom graduated from senior school. On his father's advice and out of curiosity, he came to Shanghai by himself. Tom found the first job here and also had his Chinese name, which has been used up to now.
They made me work very hard. But at the same time, they respected me and I respected them. My boss was 75 years old, and he gave me a Chinese name, Ke Tai Long, Mu Ke Ke, 泰国的泰，一条龙的龙，一个是泰国出生嘛，一个是一条龙是中国嘛。So he gave me this name, Tai Long, and I think it's been a good name for my life.
For Tom, days in Shanghai are quite happy and relaxed.
Shanghai was a slow place in 1986-87. It wasn't fast. There was electric trams. I used to take the number 20 tram to the Bund, Waitan, to enjoy listening to jazz music. Yeah, that's an interesting time.
Left China in the second year according to the further education in Cambridge. Nevertheless, he has completely fallen in love with China during the year in Shanghai.
I studied hard for my A-levels and went to Cambridge. And I applied to study science, but after living in Shanghai, I changed my major. I changed to study Oriental Studies in Chinese.
Because he had an opportunity to study at university, Tom left China after only 1 year. But that 1 year influenced him very, very greatly. In fact, he gave up a very popular science major in order to study Chinese literature so that he could come back to China.
I started to really understand China at that time. And I felt that I can succeed with my new experience.
During the course of 4 years' school days, Tom constantly dreamed of returning to China. He gave up many chances after graduation and arrived at Shenyang with this idea.
I looked for many places. I went to Ningbo, to Chengdu. Our family had some other investments in China, actually. But frankly, we had a good opportunity because the old center of candy in China is in southern China. But there's no milk there. No niuonai, no milk. And milk is an important part of candy making. So we decided to bring milk together with candy in the same place.
Once the plan was fixed up, Tom started to take the action. 2 months later, his factory has produced candies.
And we hired top-level engineers, and we at one time had 120 people working at the factory. Our candy is made with the fine ingredients, with real sugar, real milk, real cream, and real flavors as well. They have milky candy we call toffee in England, and the Americans call taffy. So we have this product. But what to name it? How about an American name? Cowboy candy.
In order to enlarge the sales volumes, Tom took advertisements for his products and sometimes even wrote the slogans personally.
抠包奶糖，牛仔精神。
Apart from advertising, Tom also brought staff into the crowd to promote his products.
这个我实际要拿几个，也放给你啊。你想买给客人的卖，这个价钱就1块钱一个，真是，价钱很合理，不多啊，这么多东西。你好，这个巧克力是一个奶糖的巧克力，不是纯巧克力。你是看红的吗？好，吃一块，品尝一下。现在真棒的棒，对，这个全名是长角巧克棒。
Tom's business developed smoothly and successfully. It only took no more than 3 years for the factory to become household word in Shenyang. Then Tom began to expand the sales operations.
In Shenyang, for the northeast market. So that would include Shenyang, Dalian, Harbin, Changchun, maybe even cities in内蒙古, Tongliao, Chifeng, maybe even far south of Beijing, Qinhuangdao, maybe even to Tianjin and Beijing. So we have this idea, become candy king in China.
Tom's candy business enjoyed a tremendous success in China, and meanwhile drew the attention of American media. Both Wall Street Journal an American broadcasting company came to Shenyang to interview him and his company.
The Wall Street Journal, Marcus Brauchley, who was the national editor of the Wall Street Journal later, is a wonderful guy, and his wife Maggie. They interviewed me in Shenyang. In fact, they traveled with me on many sales calls, even in the airplane, and they traveled with me to Dalian.
With the approval of the market and media, Tom thought the company developed rather slowly. Hence, he made an audacious decision on sales strategy and hope of becoming candy king in China.
Because we couldn't sell farther than our own city, Shenyang. That means our company was very small. So I decided, maybe incorrectly, that we would consign our candy to places as far away as Chongqing and Inner Mongolia to Jining, places very far away.
Tom expanded the market in a short time throughout the consignment sale. However, it also brought him vexation.
Farther away you go, you sell on consignment. In 1997, if you remember, there was a terrible economic situation in Asia, and China was impacted as well. And people were not paying other people. They call it triangular debt. In Chinese, 三角债. Well, we were the victims of this somewhat.
In less than 2 years, the consignment shops had been in considerable arrears with the candy factory. Tom had to go all round for the payment pressing without the spare energy and money to reproduce.
So in the end, I had to actually go and collect money myself, sometimes 1 million renminbi. And people didn't want to pay you. How do you make someone pay you money?
In order to retrieve all the debts, Tom considered a variety of approaches but only got back a small part. He was exhausted and had to choose to give up the business, close the factory, as well as was reluctant to leave China.
I walk along a street of sorrow.
The first time Tom left China, he was full of enthusiasm because he'd set his mind on coming back. But the second time he left, he was very reluctant to leave because he didn't know if he would be able to come back.
After the failure of the candy company, I felt very bad for my investors, people that supported me. I felt that I had made a major failure, and I think it affected the way that I act now quite a bit. I remember being very lonely at that time.
After back to America, Tom was badly sad and often lost in thought.
1999, I really did not know what to do. It's a difficult year in my life.
During that period, his family supported him a lot.
I think really with my help of my family, my mother Ginny and my father Charlie, and she really pulled me out of my gloom at the time.
Tom understood that it was not appropriate for him to live in America since his youth and dream was still lingering in China. An old saying goes, stand up from where we fall down. Tom stubbornly came back to China.
I was confident in myself that I could do something new again. So on one side, I was feeling bad for my investors and for my father. I think my father's opinion of me at the time was, it's too bad. But I also felt that I had some inner strength. I could do something more with my life.
After some consideration, Tom decided not to start undertaking alone. With his father's help, he got in touch with a Chinese high-technology company and determined to invest in it.
I found even a better, bigger business that collect money. Oil and gas. And within oil and gas, what is the most important part, I believe, is the technology to find oil and gas, exploration technology.
Geology exploration was a completely strange field for Tom. Tom took every colleague as his teacher so as to familiarize himself with the company's personal work as rapidly as possible.
不怕出笑话，一开始肯定是会引起我们一些专业人员一些笑话，但是呢，慢慢，他的那个任意学的那个态度也是值得我们佩服的。
Once dreaming of becoming the candy king, Tom is currently turning into the geologist.
这个河光是那个河流啊，那个河流从上面下来吧，水很厉害，这个东西力量很大。他把所有的石头的这种断层进去融化，然后他那个石头就出来了，这叫河光石嘛。这些石头也有几亿年的，有1亿、2亿、3亿年。我这举个例子啊，看这个凹套新的东西，英文叫 limestone， 看这个啊，这种河光石，这个就这个你可以看得上一些小点吗？这里。这是也是本来是一个断层在上面了，看这个颜色不一样吗？这是红色、黑色吗？这个白色吗？这一层可是容易化掉了，水就把它化掉了，然后它滚的在水里嘛，变到叫河光石嘛，用这个做房子也不错。就是那个石油应该是比较多是在就这种凹凸性 limestone 里面出现，为什么呢？它有很多空间，那个气和石油可以在里面就是流出来了。如果因为气和石油比水还要轻，它要出来了，对吗？它要到那个它到空气里面去。但是如果它有个东西盖它的话，一个断层盖它，它就留在那儿了。我们就找那些断层，打油井，打油井之后，大家有石油嘛？有石油就可以开车。
When I asked Tom if he'd be willing to leave China for the third time, he answered absolutely not. He and his family will stay in China forever.
What do you have here? Niels. Good. Jack, Kirkwood. 儿子你好。这是你的酒盖。You're TV and Niels.
Hi.
Shanka and his father Brett. 哎，上去了。好，第一个人就是。
Every weekend, Tom gets together with his wife and their 4 children. Now, they have been accustomed to the life in China.
We really love living here, and I especially love living in Beijing. We've lived in Beijing for 10 years now, and it's just a great city.
Here it goes, Charlie, look. Oh.
My family will always have something in China, forever.
It has been nearly 20 years since Tom came to China to do business at the first time. This long period of time fills with a great deal of success and failure. A lot of laughs and also tears. For Tom, it's always the precious treasure during the whole life.
Well, I think in the last 20 years, my life in China is more like a river. You start small, and you go through rocky times, and now it's going quite smoothly. Now with my wife, I have a real boat to ride with her on this trip. We have a big ocean in front of us, and my children will take this boat even further.